Welcome to BS session 132. Sometimes you just want to talk amongst yourselves.
That's important.
It is.
But some of these bullets, as you saw, have an incendiary device on the tip of it, which is a heat-seeking device.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Welcome to your weekly dose of BS, the Holistically Speaking podcast.
It's just us.
It is just the two of us.
Not like that song from the 70s, but
no, a little bit different.
Different in the fact that Kurt and Chris aren't here. They are committed with prior commitments at a match.
Yes. They are currently at the Twisted Rooster Rifle Ranch for the CRPS Western Prairie Region Finals.
Prairie Region.
Yes.
2 days, double the points.
Exactly. Double the fun. Great venue, great people, great place.
So you're stuck with us. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I apologize in advance.
Yes.
Derek, let's just get right to the bill payment and whatnot.
Exactly. All right. You want to kick us off?
That's okay. Fine. I was leading you in, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I going?
Yeah, you're going.
Okay, let's go. Some of our featured sponsors tonight are our friends like Callsign 66, Canada's best rifle training. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Book a course now at callsign66.ca and follow them on Instagram at callsign66, all in one word, and on Facebook at C/S66. Stay tuned. They have their 4-day combined fundamentals course coming up August 1st through 4th.
Ribstone Gunsmithing, craftsmanship done right. Contact Oscar at ribstonegunsmithing.ca and breathe life back into any firearm. Oscar also has a new book out titled Rust Bluing in the 21st Century. Find it on Amazon.
And we're also brought to you by Mark Scopes Canada. The Dion Optical Design line of rifle scopes has a scope for all your hunting and shooting needs. Find Doug and Niza at markscopes.ca.
Apex Optics. When you buy Apex, precision comes standard. Check out all the fine competition rifle scopes, red dots, and binoculars at apexoptics.co. And just a quick note, besides them being tariff-proof, they are actually having their freedom sale on now. So there's some great deals to be had. Apex is also tariff-proof. So when you buy that, Canadian and international orders ship direct from the Calgary warehouse, and American orders shipped from the great state of Texas. No tariffs, no hassle.
You didn't read the rest of it.
That's because I'm not on the right notes.
That's why. I'll finish it off what I wrote here on the notes. The Apex Pro Series match is next week. If you can't be there, we may have a solution for you. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. We're also brought to you by EM Precision Rifles in Vegreville, Alberta, building Canada's finest precision rifles. Find Shane and Steve on Facebook, Instagram, and on their website at emprifles.ca.
Shane and Steve.
I'm tired.
Then you need some bolt action coffee. Bring specialty coffee to the precision shooting world. Order coffee and merchandise at boltactioncoffee.com.
Did you see how seamless that was?
That was a pretty good transition right there.
I know, it's almost like we planned it. But also, we don't want to forget our friends at Odell Engineering. Pick up a Canuck shotgun, Brigade rifle, and Apex ammunition from your local distributor and tell them Phil sent you. Look them up on Instagram, Facebook, and on their website at odellengineeringlimited.com.
Sterling Arms International, home of the R18 Mark III and the R9. Contact them at sterlingarms.com and look out for the R9 arriving at a store near you. They're being shipped out to dealers on a pretty regular basis now. So now's the time to buy one for your wife and kids and a second one for yourself.
And that's it.
And I just want to mention, too, we got We got a draw going on right now for a full custom 338 Lapua built by EM Precision Rifles. It features a Curtis Custom Action, a IBI 30-inch stupid heavy barrel profile fitted into a custom EM Precision muzzle brake and Trigger Tech Diamond Trigger Go Switch, all laid into a full custom laminated stock by Rifles Refined. Each $20 entry can be sent to info@bspodcast.ca. Be sure to include your email address and the phone number in the comments so we know how to get a hold of you once we draw. The draw will happen once 500 entries have been received. Check it out.
Okay. Now that we have that over, Derek, what's going on? We're just...
Happy birthday, America.
No.
Happy birthday, America.
Stop singing.
Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to you.
That was terrible.
You
did such a disservice to our cousins to the south.
That's okay. They can come up here and fight me. It's okay. We love our cousins and our brothers and sisters to the south.
We love them all.
And all the stuff they've given us. Like the 1911 Sydney Sweeney.
The 30-06.
The 30-06.
The
AR-15. Yeah. 4570.
Bringing up
7 meg.
Claiming things that are outdated or still well into their prime time.
Mm-hmm. Lever guns.
That's what I said.
Guns in general.
Guns in general.
I mean, there's a lot of good things. Chuck Norris. Like, I could keep going. America has everything.
Except the will to pay their taxes.
Actually, they're pretty good at hunting you down if you don't pay your taxes. The IRS, even the Joker doesn't fuck with the IRS. So
no, you got to draw the line somewhere.
Exactly.
In some gun news, for those that may not be aware, Anderson Manufacturing, also known as the Poverty Pony, has been acquired by Ruger. They will not be keeping any of the name or the products they made, but basically they just bought them for their machining capabilities, it looks like.
So they're just buying their assets and tossing them in the trash, essentially.
They're sobbing them.
Hmm.
They're buying them and keeping the parts they want and chucking the rest out.
So it's like buying a 1992 Grand Am or that high output V6. And throwing away the rest of the car.
You may not be aware, Derek, but Anderson was known as the Poverty Pony for their high quality.
I said Grand Am, not Trans Am.
Hey, V6. It's better than an inline 4.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be clear. So other than that, that's all I got in news.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know if we need. Do we need a news segment? I don't really think we do. We just kind of, if something happens, we talk about it.
Mm-hmm. So
there hasn't been anything exciting yet.
I don't know. Speaking of stuff happening, if you haven't checked out Ballistically Speaking's Facebook, we just dropped a new video and announcement. We'll go into some details, but why don't I let the video explain it for us in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stay tuned.
All right. So for those of you just listening on audio, you're wondering what that loud music was. Essentially, we just cranked out a little bit of a promo video from last year's 2024 Apex Rocky Mountain Challenge match. And basically told them to stay tuned because we're bringing some new technology to our live stream of the match.
I guess we could get into that. There's been a labor of love and or stress for the last month and a little bit here trying to figure this out.
I'd also add mild insanity.
Oh, it's occupied almost all of my time, as odd as that sounds.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring in some serious technology, and for those that don't believe me, this is all magic. It's all happening live. Like the camera zooms in, it goes back to me. The camera goes up here a little bit, then it's back on to me. And that's just one of the cameras that we have acquired for this endeavor. We really wanted this to be, we can't take all the credit. Chris Hoyen kind of set us on the right track with the vision. We just said we want to live stream it. And if anyone who watched our live stream last year, that was kind of off the cuff, and it was accomplished with 2 phones and a laptop, essentially.
Yeah.
This year we're bringing in
very last minute. It was kind of, I think like 2 or 3 days before we decided that we were going to do it. So, yeah, it was a little bit definitely, let's try it and see. So this year, with a little bit more foresight and a little bit more planning, we're looking to improve on it. So what are some of the things we're hitting to improve on? One, the quality. I think the quality of the stream last year was an issue. So we've gotten a very small streaming box that is extremely powerful for the processing that it can do, not only to take in multiple camera inputs, but also like have the scores underneath and who's shooting and all this wonderful stuff. Yeah. So we are going to see like in a bottom taskbar, we're going to be able to display hits and misses of the shooter, and also time. Another little caveat, we have to manually do that. It's not going to be linked to the shot timer. So there might be a little bit of human error in it. So just caveat that the ROs will be the final arbiter of that. We're just trying to bring a
level of professionalism to match
of professionalism, and also nicer to kind of re-watch as well too.
Well, not only that, it's great that if like, hey, you're coming to shoot, but your family wants to watch you shoot and they can't ever see you, you just, hey, watch this link. I'm going to be on at X amount of time. Then your family can watch, and they don't have to be at the match, which I think is a big bonus.
Yeah, and also we're trying to make something that would also be easily digestible afterwards as well too.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if we want to kind of see how everybody else did. Because again, if you're only shooting with your squad, you only get to really see what happens with your squad and the adjacent squads. So there is that aspect to it. Also with impact scoring, we are looking to have a live leaderboard. Has made it much more user-friendly for us to see what's going on and who's performing that day. Also keep track of the quote-unquote super squads out there. Better prioritize how we can cover those. So we're also looking forward to that. And also better downrange filming as well.
Getting a proper target camera has probably been the most difficult part, I would have to say. Trying to find something that will, 1, look decent enough, 2, is not going to fail on us, because that's kind of the other thing is some of this is untested, but
yeah, needless to say, we'll be out on Thursday and Friday.
I'll caveat that it's not untested. It's untested as a system all coming together as one live with all of the elements at the same time.
Yes.
But we're trying. We want to elevate the shooting sports per se.
Yes.
So it'll almost be like golf coverage. Because like, if you're into it, people watch golf. I'm personally not a fan of watching golf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a fan of whack and there goes my ball off into the bush, but that's just me.
That's very fair. So
I'm the greatest golfer, not gonna lie.
So that's something we wanted to throw out there to the world to let them know about. So
for those listening, either live right now or if you listen to this later, next weekend when the Apex match is going on, just pop into the live stream for 5 minutes, see what it's all about, see what we're trying to accomplish, and let us know what you think of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whether you're there or not, just give us some feedback. We need to know which direction we need to go.
Yeah, that'd be
the more feedback, the better.
That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah. What else is new, Derek?
Just got back from King of 0.22 miles last weekend.
Yes. How was that?
That was quite good. All of the ballistically speaking crew was there actually.
It was a rare reunion that we had.
Yes, it was a rare point in time. We're in one physical location together.
Yeah.
It's only happened a few times before, actually.
As much as everyone thinks we hang out all the time, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We hang out virtually, but not in person.
Yes. So we're a little bit spread out. So let's talk Rimfire ELR.
Yes.
So what is the format, Mike, of King of 0.22 miles?
So the format that we've been running for King of 0.22, I should say.
Yes.
Here in Canada would be, we start off with the Pepsi Challenge. 4 wonderful, I believe they start at 100 meters and move out to, what would we call that? 200 and some?
I'm just actually checking right now. So yeah, it starts at 100 and moves out to 310 meters in 35-meter increments. So
Pop
there's
cans.
7 of them. Yeah.
Legitimate pop can size tire. So I can hit a pop can at whatever. Sure you can. Come out and prove it. So that's the stage 1. Second stage we got going on would be the IPSCs, 1/3 IPSC silhouettes.
Yep.
They're starting at
150.
And they are going out to
450
in
50-meter increments.
Thank you, Derek. Pick up.
Yes.
There's a third one coming. Third stage. We're moving up. Yep. We're on our way out. We're starting with the 12-inch plates at
200 meters.
And moving on in 50-meter increments out to 400?
500 meters.
500 meters, 12-inch plate with a 22.
So half a kilometer.
Did anyone hit the 500?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
I'd have to check.
It was fairly windy.
Yes.
What was the average wind? I think we were getting 20 some miles an hour at least.
Oh no, not miles an hour. No.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of wind there.
There was definitely a decent amount of wind, and yeah, mostly left-right wind.
Not where we were. Well, where we were shooting behind the line was kind of sheltered. But once you got out into the field, the wind was just ripping.
Yes. Yeah, probably a lot more than people thought. And also, the actual furthest challenge, which would be 9 targets placed at 300 meters and increasing by 50 meters per stage. So the target sizes and distances are a 24-inch at 300 meters, 30-inch at 350, 30-inch at 400, 36 at 450, another 36 at 500, 42 at 550, another 42 at 600, and the full 48 at 650 and 700 meters.
Now, nobody's officially hit the 700 yet.
Yes.
But unofficially, after we were all shooting, and there were hit marks on the 7 and 650, and we can't confirm because we believe the flasher on the 7 stopped working
We're both
midday.
dead.
Well, I think it's because in the wind, they're big sheets, and it was so windy that they'd flap and they'd randomly go off. So that was killing the battery in them. And this is far at the end of the day. No one actually made it in the competition out to that level, so that wasn't an issue. But we may have had some fresh hits at 650.
Yes. Not during regulation time, though.
Not during a regulation match, but.
So as it stands, I do believe the furthest during competition is still 600.
Yeah.
So that's
Which
infamous. Let's quickly run that on the old Ballistic app.
Is this the banned Ballistic app?
No, this is the non-banned. This is actually an American Ballistic app.
Happy birthday, America. Is it Applied Ballistics?
It is forward off.
Oh, I'm not crazy about the new Applied Ballistics like interface. I like the old one better. I'm biased, but
I have not checked it out. So for a subsonic 22 round at 600 meters, we're looking at a time of flight of 3 seconds, and it is a whopping, wait for it, 420 feet per second.
Nice. How many foot
Blaze
pounds
it.
on a round like that?
A whopping 16 foot pounds of retained energy.
That's enough for some small games still.
What are you shooting, mice?
Webbits?
I mean, that's
Dolphins?
like a slingshot round.
I don't make the energy tables. That's what Jack O'Connor really meant when he was doing his tables for.
I sure hope you don't. So, also shout out to you, Kakazi. Been drinking since 4 p.m. Cooked for a bunch of people. Chilling now, listening, watching to all my neighbors' fireworks. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
brother.
like good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking snakes and sparklers, or are we talking insert Joe Dirt rant of fireworks here?
Big boomers. So for the spin drift of that projectile, how many mils you thinking?
With no wind.
I'd say with wind, but not the wind component, just the spin drift component of deviation.
Okay. 1.4.
Close. 1.6 mils.
Ooh, look at me go.
Spin drift. As of right now, I have a in my calculator 9 mile an hour, 11 o'clock wind plugged in. Just for your reference, so not even a full value crosswind.
And what are we getting for numbers on
that? For numbers on, I'm reading off a lot of values. So yeah, total windage, in that case, in theory, 4.7 mils of wind.
And for the further targets, when we were messing around with the
that's a good 52 inches. And in terms of elevation, I'm getting 55 mils of elevation, which translates to 1,230 inches.
That's quite far.
That's 100 feet hold. A little over 100-foot hold. To give some perspective.
That'll do it. So the top score was a whopping 12 hits on the ELR stage. 12 impacts. So that was the third target. That's as far as we got out that day.
Yeah, so that wind was really beating some people down.
If you don't know wind, if you think you know wind, this is something you need to try.
That'd actually be the fourth target. And they probably made attempts at fifth, so we did not get past that 500-meter mark.
Yeah, 12 points.
Yeah.
But in that wind, it was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And because of some of the grass, you couldn't really see where you're impacting. One of the places I practice, we have a hill where you can see the dirt puff up, and it makes all a world of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of shrubbery in the back that made a challenge. I did not see very many bullets fly personally myself. So you'd have to have a better spotting scope than my my $300 Athlon spotting scope. So
don't you be knocking Athlon. They make some quality products. I used a bunch of Athlons. Still have a few.
So I think what was getting a lot of people was essentially the aerodynamic jump effect of wind, and also downrange range wind versus local wind.
Well, downrange terrain causing.
And also terrain.
Yeah. Well, we some guys were even having problems with their Kestrel too. Like, I changed this value and it should be this. And there's a myriad of ways you can make things go wrong in a match like this. It is rather relaxed and everyone wants to help, and like we want to see somebody legitimately hit it, but there's a lot that you got to think about. Like, even your mounting. How are you mounting your optic? What are you using? Because for some of these further targets, you're at least 30 mils and above.
Yeah, again, 600 is about 55 mils according to my calculator.
Yeah.
So in most scopes, you might have 20 mils, maybe 30 mils. But again, rimfire zeroing at 50. And you're at least 20 MOA rail. You're running out at that 30 for the most part. You're running out of
dial at that point.
Yes. Then you normally have another 10 mils in the reticle, so 40 at best. So yeah, your best, definitely the gear to have is a rail with much more cant and or elevation helper. So what were you running, Mike, in that regard?
I was running the AirTac 0 to 20 mil adjustable mount. And from what I've done with so far, I am quite liking it. It's repeatable. So essentially how it works is you've got your mount, it's on a plane, and then on the back there's a screw with that you tighten, and that sets your whatever mils you have it set on. It's 5, 10, 15, 20. So once you go in there, you dial the screw out, and the screw's not perfectly parallel to the mount. It's actually on an offset, and it's a cam. So as you dial that eccentric, it lifts that mount a little bit higher. There's a big spring in it. And once you find it, you lock it in, and it's quite repeatable, I will say.
Yeah.
I've seen another version called the Ivy mount, and it's got more of a micrometer system on it. But some of the ELR guys I heard talk about it were saying that it's not repeatable. I would argue that because they're mainly dealing with center fire, and you've got a lot more recoil force on a precision mechanism like that, that could be where the
and also your optic weight is you're generally
there's a lot more that could go wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I haven't personally used it, so I can't vouch for it. I've seen other people use it to great success on rimfire.
Yep.
And it comes with its own set of rings, too. It's a mount, it's rings, it's all built into one thing. So you only need to buy one mount, which is nice for some people.
Yes. And we actually saw our winner of King of Point 22 Miles a couple years back. Gene was running that mount.
Yeah, running the Ivy mount. Wonderful piece of kit.
Yeah.
And lastly, the last way that you're going to get some expansion is a wedge or a prism on the end of your optic. The clip-on one and done solution. So that'd be your Charlie Terax, your Night Force wedge. Either you mount it on the scope or you mount. Some guys have a night vision rail mount, so you can look through your night vision rail if you have that option on your stock.
Yep.
and it just bends the light 29.32 mils or however they do the math on it, and just add it into your calculation, then you're on your way.
So let's break that down. So there's the Night Force wedge, and then there's a Charlie Tarak.
Yeah.
So one is a prism. So I'll think about it like the Pink Floyd album cover. It's basically a triangle that spreads the light. And the other Charlie Tarak is a series of mirrors mounted in a box.
It's almost like a periscope.
Yes, it looks like a little periscope. So actually on the really, really far stuff, the Charlie Tarak actually helps you see over your barrel.
Which actually can start to be a problem on some of the bigger rifles.
Yes.
There is another option that we didn't say yet, and that was the March Genesis optic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That is quite the unit.
Yeah, Doug has the right answer there. Our very own Kurt Rouse and his ELR rifle rocks the March Genesis.
It's a 6-60 power.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get a whopping 114 mils out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually, it's similar to kind of I think it's like an Elcan style where it actually moves the optic, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it moves.
The guy who is listening to this and telling me I'm a moron is sitting around a campfire right now.
No, he is absolutely correct.
But yeah, those are kind of the ways that you're going to want to start getting your rig set up to shoot that far with a 22.
Yeah.
Next is got to be your ammo selection. You need the most consistent ammo.
Let's go into that. When you say consistent, what do you exactly mean?
On the chronograph, you want all the numbers to be almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that, well,
that's a riveting answer.
you want the chronograph numbers to be as close together as possible. Low SD, low ES, which under rimfire, it's you find a box that it likes and you buy a crap ton of it.
Yes. So what about dispersion?
As tight as you can get.
All right.
That's pretty much it. You want the perfect round for your rifle.
Mm-hmm.
You need to eliminate as many variables as you can so that you can be accurate.
Mm-hmm. Say another piece of gear. I didn't see it much, but I know it has popped up in previous competitions is bipod.
Yes.
Now, for most PRS people, a bipod with obviously allows the rifle to cant one way or another to compensate for uneven terrain, uneven props, in order to level out one's reticle is important.
But you don't do that. You use it as a kickstand. That's what bipods are used for. You use it as a kickstand.
Yes. However, I have seen some more F-class style bipods where very fixed, very rigid, more so like ski-like feet.
Yes, F-class bipods.
Yes, we are in this at the Twisted Rooster Ranch. We're actually shooting off of scaffold platforms. So
very
they're about
stable.
3 feet off the ground, very stable. Gives you a little bit better line of sight. So you're not moving around. Once you are in position, essentially you're only moving the rifle to engage the next target. So you're moving the buttstock of the rifle, like maybe
very minimal movement.
So also at that range, being off cant with your reticle is going to result in extreme deviation.
You're going to want to level on your gun for sure.
Yes.
In some form. If you want to go electronic, if you want to go with a spirit level, you need some way to figure out that you're perfectly level.
Yeah. Now, I'd say the training aspect, I would say it'd be ideal to get yourself some targets at distance and try beforehand.
Yeah. Like see if you can get even a bigger piece of steel, or we actually use aluminum on some of the targets just because it makes it easier for rimfire.
Yeah.
And it does not go through them. It barely puts a scratch on some of them at the further distances. Try out and see what your gun's actually going to do.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And for rimfire at a distance of 300 plus yards, a mild steel is also safe at that point. Just don't use it with any other rounds. So
keep the Ely Force at home. It is the 338 Lapua of rimfire for a reason.
Yes. So
we get some 1/8 mild steel targets even past the 300. It's easy to find and see what your gun's actually going to do. And try it with wind. As I know some shooters, I don't want to go shoot in the wind. It's not going to be fun. Like, no, you need to go shoot in the wind.
Yeah, well, for sure. You should be going out and shooting in the wind. 100%.
And in the rain, as much as I hate getting wet, you need to go shoot in the rain too sometimes.
Let's talk about the rain. Was it wet in the morning?
It was a tad moist, more to my liking. But
yes,
we did have some tent set up, so kept the rain off, kept the sun off when the few times the sun did actually make it out. It was nice.
And also, too, got to extend a big thanks to Ben and Extreme Range Outfitters in Saskatoon for sponsoring the event. They graciously barbecued burgers on both the previous day match, the Hunter Series match, and also the King of Point 2 match as well. So it was very much appreciated to Ben and crew. Check out their online auction. Highly addictive.
Don't check out their auction because you'll be buying so much stuff you didn't think you need.
Stuff you do need, stuff you don't need.
I found what did I buy the one time? It was an optic off of like a German anti-tank weapon from the 80s or something. The glass was fantastic. It's just the sight, just like a really cheap scope. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I wanted it, and now I have it. And the cool thing about the auction is that there's every couple of weeks, so it just stuff rotates through constantly.
Yes.
Go check them out.
So have you screwed that optic onto an SKS yet?
I have not.
Disappointing.
It's off-brand. I couldn't help it.
Was it East German or West German?
I believe it was West German.
Ah, okay.
It was a cool little trinket, and I wanted it. But firearms, everything they have on that auction. So shout out to Ben at XRO.
Yes.
We love you. But yeah, that was pretty much my experience of King of 2-2. It was windy, very windy. We also had some guests too who joined us from out east.
Yeah, we had is it Antoine?
Antoine and Mike came in from out east.
Yeah, Anton from Quebec and Mike.
Mike was from Ontario, I believe.
Yeah, Mike from Ontario. So just saying, all you other Eastern shooters that complain about traveling, these guys made it out.
There's no reason why they're not shooting.
Yes, and they did quite good.
They did quite well.
And they're a great time. So
and Saskatoon is a major airport. It's not the biggest airport, but there are flights. You can make it.
You will not get lost in that airport.
And there are multiple King of 2 events this year as well. We should say.
So I believe there's one coming up. Another one coming up. We have first one in Alberta.
Yes, that is happening on July 20th, I believe.
Yep.
And that is in the Stavely area, if I'm not wrong. And I think possibly one is also happening in BC, but we haven't confirmed that yet.
Yes. And also, you went out to one in Ontario, too.
I did. Last year, they're like, we're going to try this. And I said, you know what? screw it. I'm going to go fly out there. So I flew out to Hamilton
Mm-hmm.
to shoot the inaugural Eastern King of .22. It was a great time. I had a great time. The host was wonderful.
Yeah.
Fed us. I had a blast. I didn't shoot as well as I wanted, but when you're very tired and the mental game
Yes.
got me.
Gord Peterson chimes in. Do you guys shoot NRL? That's kind of open-ended question because there's NRL 22, NRL Hunter.
If referring to NRL Hunter, I do shoot it. I am not good at it.
Now, actually, I would say so. Mike and I shot the first Canadian NRL Hunter match in Canada. Oh yeah, Gord Pearson and Hunter. Yeah. So yes, we shot the MDT Rocky Mountain Challenge in Cranbrook, BC last year as a team. First Canadian NRL Hunter match. And how did that go, Mike?
You get to the one thing I took away from that match is get really good at describing trees if you're shooting as a team.
Yeah, especially if you're in a treed area. If you're shooting in the desert or prairies, adapt that to grass or cactuses or tumbleweeds. So
also don't double muff when you're gonna work as a team.
Sorry.
That was a slight at Derek because Derek is like, I need both sets of ear pro. I'm like, you may, but then you can't hear me telling you what to do. And that's good.
Yes.
I do enjoy the NRL series thoroughly, though.
Yeah. So NRL Hunter, obviously, for those of you who don't know, it is a precision rifle sport in which there are
blind stages.
So you do not get to see the fielded area at which the targets are staged until essentially it is your turn. There's no matchbook. Essentially, you're giving a target description, number of targets, and the number of targets could relates to number of positions. So, example, the 2-target stage, there's 2 target positions, and it is a weighted scoring system. So first impact is worth 2 points. First round impact is worth 2 points. The target is dead if it's hit on the first impact. If you miss the first time and hit it the second time, you get a single point. And if you miss the third time, miss on that second shot, you move on to the next. So a maximum of 8 rounds per stage, and a clean stage is only 4 rounds. So me personally, I really like Hunter because it's a bit of an adrenaline rush. Because it is all of a sudden, holy shit, we gotta find the targets, range the targets, and then hopefully get the shots off in time and hit them, get your dope, evaluate the wind, where you're gonna build a position and with what. It's a little bit more flexible than PRS in that you just have to be within the arm's length of the marked position. If you wanna tripod everything, rear pride, tripod, triple pull bipod, get funky with it, shoot off your backpack. It's pretty much all game. It's definitely more flexible in that regard. So I like the adrenaline rush of all of a sudden, holy shit, we got to shoot. So
I'm excited for the props at Rocky Mountain next week. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, let's go into that a little bit. So in talking with Vanya there last week, essentially, the venue is 2 unique locations. One's a little more conventional field style, and the other is up on a hill. And that one, there's tons of natural props that one would find in an NRL Hunter match. So fallen trees, rocks, other natural things to deal with. So we're going to have that kind of vibe as well, too, because NRL Hunters, it's got some staying power to it. Last weekend was also the Willow Creek NRL Hunter match near Stavely, Alberta. So
We got two. They're getting popular.
yeah, and they're also all over the world too.
Yeah,
So,
they just did one in Alaska, I believe, and I think that's not going to be a regular match for them.
mhm. And one in France too. So
Yeah,
interesting enough.
France, UK, and a couple other Argentina, I think, was on the. They're looking at doing like big destination matches.
Yeah.
Which would be
I will
cool.
say one thing about Hunter is it's a little less geary in that obviously you have weight limitations to the rifles. So you have to lighten up the rifle. But use of other gear such as tripod, clipping into a tripod, spotting, and range finding. Definitely range finding, laser range finding binos are the meta for that game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got.
And you actually shot an NRL Hunter match this year.
I did. It did not go well.
Well, it's nice to talk about when things go right, but when they go wrong,
we're not even going to talk about it. It was that bad. I've never had a more fun time missing, but it did not go well for me.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, Mike's pants failed mid-match, and he was essentially walking around in Daisy Dukes.
No, that was a different match.
Okay, never mind.
Match.
Wrong match.
That's the problem when you shoot so many matches. Like, remember that time? Like, that wasn't that time. That was a different time. That was a different time and place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're blessed with so many matches. It's getting to the point where I don't know what match to shoot on a weekend, which is a good problem to have. Especially since we have, again, Apex next week. I'm going to be so glad when that live stream goes perfect and everyone's going to say, you guys did such a great job, and no one's going to complain at all. There will be zero complaints about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting that energy out there now. Oh, my internet is doing weird things right now.
Why is he got to do that?
It's that time. Solar winds. I blame the solar winds. Yeah. You got anything else to chat about, Derek? We are flying solo.
We are flying solo and kind of flying by the seat of our pants. So let's talk about what's everybody's survival gun.
No, I need to do a little PSA here first.
Okay, go ahead.
We all hate one thing in the precision shooting for center fire, and that is trimming cases.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So I acquired an automatic case trimmer system.
Yes.
And man, that thing saves you so much time. It's not even funny. Before, I was trimming for a PRS match with the old lathe, manually doing it. And I picked up one of those Frankfurt Arsenal case prep units all in one.
Yep.
That is one of the greatest investments ever. I did probably what would have taken me 4 hours of trimming in 10 minutes. As embarrassing as that is to say, it took forever on a small little hand lathe, and grabbing with them that case prep center is just the greatest thing I've bought in a while.
Yeah.
Once you set it up and the learning curve is not that steep, you just set it up and done, trimmed. I'm pretty happy about that purchase.
Yeah.
Haven't had to buy anything in a while. It's really got me excited. I will say though.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth the investment after having one of my own and having to trim a lot of brass. Chamfer deburr at the same time too. Well, not at the same time, but same tool. And primer pocket cleaner. The bee's knees.
Yeah, case prep is coming so far. It's wonderful. Especially right now, it's how much time are you buying by spending money on that?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's something I'm very happy about recently, especially with loading for the match next weekend.
Hmm.
Which I'm sure I'll start seeing the posts on Facebook where like just getting ready to load for the match. Like it's Thursday night. You should probably get on. This is your reminder, your 10-minute warning. If you haven't loaded for the match next weekend, whatever match it is, go load some ammo for it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, hit up that reloading bench for sure. So
Don't procrastinate. Make sure your load date is good. Go load some ammo.
yeah,
But anyways, you were saying?
I was saying survival rifles.
Survivor rifles?
Do people have them? Do people want one? People in the chat.
Is this a segue to your recent purchase that you're not too happy with?
Yeah, it's a bit of a segue. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it out here with me, but
That's fine. Just set the scene. Describe what you've purchased.
yeah. So some of you may know of the manufacturer known as Chiappa.
It's Chiappa.
Chiappa.
It's
Maybe
not.
it's the Western Alberta accent. Chiappa.
Anyways,
Chiappa, and they make a little badger. And it's not a small mammal that will tear your face off. It's actually a small firearm. Small
that
break
will
action.
tear your finger. It will tear your fingers up.
It could definitely tear your fingers off, shoot your fingers off. They make a little badger known for its rimfire, 22 mag, 17 HMR, little break action, wire stock, small amount of Picatinny, and iron sights.
Very basic.
Very basic. Very nice, packable, survival type rifle. Throw it in a bag, back of an airplane, back of a truck, back of a boat, whatever. Not really a big deal. So recently I was scrolling the old interwebs and I saw that they are making a Big Badger. So
Yep.
the Big Badger is the similar concept, except it is in 410 shotgun,
Okay.
30-30 Winchester,
What?
and 350 Legend.
But not 400 legend.
Not 400 Legend.
That's at least 0.5 more legend.
Yes, generally could be a little bit more Legend in there. So that rifle, wire stock, has the same still. It has a Picatinny forend, but the Picatinny forend is elongated, unlike the other Badgers. It's about a 10-inch Picatinny forend with Picatinny on the top, Picatinny on the bottom, but not Picatinny on the sides. So it just has Picatinny top, bottom, and also some on the receiver. Still a break action, and it has a threaded barrel. In this case, I've purchased the 30-30 one, and it is a 20-inch long barrel. I purchased it for about $450. I was kind of pretty excited when I saw it in stock from a gun shop out east. It got to me. I opened up the box, and of course, like all good gun owners, I just started playing around with it. And let's just say, unfortunately, it had some issues. Firstly, the trigger. Now, if you think of a trigger within a sided trigger guard, you think that the trigger is kind of positioned about 1/3 of the total width from the rear guard to the front guard from the rear guard. This trigger is, let's just say, like 1/6. It's basically right nestled up against the rear trigger guard. And when you pull the trigger damn near literally touches the rear trigger guard. Which is
but
kind of
say you're ghosting the trigger. You're pulling slowly. How many foot-pounds are we talking?
How
many
I'd say it's probably a 4.
4 pound trigger?
Yeah.
So just to recap here, we have a how much does the gun weigh?
I actually don't have that. I think it's like 5 pounds.
Okay, so we have 5 pounds,
Yep.
a wire stock
Yep.
in 30-30
Yes.
with a 4-pound trigger.
Yep.
Okay, if I got that right, no, I want nothing to do with that.
And bad trigger positioning. Also, the wire grip that the Chiappa is known for. So it's basically a receiver, and then transitions very quickly into that thick, heavy wire stock. Not the greatest to holding on to when you're shooting a center fire round. For a rim fire round, totally understand that thin wire stock because it's not really doing much in your hands. But when you're trying to maintain good positioning and manage recoil, and you're holding on to essentially 2 metal pencils at the back end of the action, not pleasant. Was not happy with that.
There's so many other cartridges you could have used. Like 357 Magnum would have been a great choice.
357 mag would have been good. 300 blackout would have been good. Heck, even 5.56 would have been very good as well. 410, 410, I understand. 350 Legend, 33 Winchester for the rim. So there's those things. Also, the front pick rail, kind of sharp. When you got to hold on to that bad foil, because again, a 5-pound 30-30. It's got a good amount of recoil at it. It's not a hard kick, but it's definitely a good jump you got to deal with. Now, when I got to shooting it, I got to zeroing it, my second round did not go off. So I'm like, okay, it might have just been a primer thing. And so I waited a couple seconds, open up the action. Yep, sure enough, the primer struck. So I thought, well, maybe let's try this again. So I close the action again, pull the hammer back, pull the trigger again. Round goes off this time. So I'm like, okay.
Bad round.
Probably wasn't the primer then, because if you hit it a second time, and then I get to shooting another ammo, I did like 4 or 5 shots with that. Shot fine. But the second ammo, I had 5 instances where I had to strike the primer twice. And then I finally, after it was done shooting, I just fired the trigger. And that hammer spring feels like they used the same one out of a 22. Very light, very insufficient. Not what I want for a survival rifle if I have to question if the round is going to go off because there's not enough force on the hammer. So that was very disappointing. So it's got a shitty grip. The trigger positioning is weird. And it doesn't make the ground go off every time. Now, in a survival rifle, not happy.
It does have the benefit of being light.
Definitely has the benefit of being light. With single shot 30-30, if you're a hand loader, you could definitely spice it up a tad and go to some pointed rounds if you're so inclined. So I say there's that option there, that benefit, but kind of unfortunately disappointed about having to modify the rifle quite a bit to make it work, especially at that price point.
So glowing YouTube video and review will be coming, is what you're saying. So stay tuned for that.
Gord Peterson chimes in. I have a Chiappa 22 mag single shot wood stock version and the Keltec sub 2009 mil.
Hey, you can't go wrong with Florida beach plastic.
So actually, the
Florida beach plastic and a little choo-choo model train of cocaine just going through the R&D department.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the sub 2000 was a popular option in Canada until it got hit with the old OIC. Don't
say those things.
But the 22 mag single shot wood stock version, I would definitely agree with that. That would be a nice rifle. So
there we go. Yeah, you don't really know what. That's the thing with something like that is you don't know what you're getting until you actually pick it up for yourself. And you could be the anomaly that there's 32 of them in the store. You got the lemon.
Yeah,
There's always that.
There's
It's
that
the sample size.
possibility. And also another thing too is this is a very new product. There's been limited ship to Canada. So it's not like there's no stores in my area that carry it.
Yeah.
So in order to like feel it out for myself, I haven't been able to do that in person. So that's kind of the risk you take, where especially something new and online, and there's also not much reviews on it for YouTube. So I was definitely kind of taking a risk for you guys. So hopefully have that out soon.
Yeah, it's the sample size of one. Some people like, well, my gun was crap. Like, cool. No, the gun that you bought may have been bad, but if I know 5 guys that theirs all worked fine, who's right?
Mhm.
Technically, you're
Yeah.
both right. But it's who actually gets the voice saying that. Well, it didn't work for me, so don't buy one. We can't say that definitively.
Yep.
You need a couple more people, like 10, 20, 50 saying, we all bought this. It's all doing this. This is a problem. Then things actually get fixed.
Yep.
Also, let companies know if there's a problem.
Yeah, there's gonna
Just-
be a letter, an email sent to Chiappa in order to ask them, hey,
What do I
do
do?
better.
And with that, I think we're gonna call it, because we actually have a very busy weekend amongst every other one. Everyone else is busy during this time, and we have a lot to do before next week. So,
and we're semi unprepared.
No, we're not. We're not unprepared. This was the plan.
Yes.
And with Chris and Kurt, we're trying to join remotely, but then it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the plan now.
Yes.
But in closing, we would like to extend a massive thank you to all our sponsors, because without you, we wouldn't have a show in the first place. And I am talking Shane and Steve with EM, Miles Carey and Cappy with callsign 66, Duncan and Rob at Bolt Action Coffee, Phil Odell at Odell Engineering, Doug and Ease at Mark Scopes Canada, Vandy and Carly with Apex Optics, Oscar Ripstone Gunsmithing, and of course, JR Cox with Sterling Arms International. Thank you, an immeasurable amount.
Also, a quick plug. Working the YouTube grind pays less than a solar farm in a blizzard. If you want to support the channel directly, head on over to storydknives.com or cdnprecision.com. If you're out in Eastern Canada, pick up one of our Gardner knives. We think this is one of the best survival type / everyday fixed blade knives available for a very reasonable cost. We're pretty proud of this guy. So please go have a look at a great knife. We'll be confident it'll be on your side for a lifetime. And with that, happy birthday to America. And,
happy birthday to America. We will see you all next weekend. There won't be a show on the Friday, but we will be there Saturday and Sunday with all your Apex Rocky Mountain coverage. So check that out. And with that, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yes.
How was that?
Because I have a shotgun and rifle that I use for, and 22 gauge that I use for ptarmigan, moose, and black bear.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You're listening to your weekly dose of BS. Ballistically Speaking. The Ballistically Speaking Podcast.
And end stream.